chaos must reign.
Disney Plus has finally revealed when Daredevil Born Again Season 2 will drop, and fans have a date to circle on their calendars, March 4th, 2026. This will mark exactly a year after the first season premiered, giving viewers a full year to process all the chaos, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping action from Season 1. The first season was already a major event, bringing Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock back into the spotlight after Netflix canceled Daredevil and the other Defender series back in 2018. Despite hitting a few bumps during production, Season 1 turned out to be one of the bloodiest and most intense stories the Marvel Cinematic Universe has told yet, and it really reminded everyone why Matt Murdock is such an iconic street-level hero. Now, Season 2 is gearing up to dive even deeper into Matt's world, with a focus squarely on his conflict with Mayor Wilson Fisk, played again by Vincent D'Onofrio. Fisk's anti-vigilante agenda threatens not just Matt, but the entire city he loves, and the upcoming season promises a full-on battle of wits, wills, and fists. The release date being officially announced finally confirms what fans had been speculating for a while, as rumors of an early March launch have been floating around for months. But now, it's official, and fans can plan their next Marvel binge accordingly. Interestingly, this means that Born Again Season 2 will be the second Disney Plus MCU show to premiere in 2026. Wonder Man, starring Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, was initially scheduled to drop in December, but Marvel pushed it back to January 27th. Meanwhile, Vision Quest with Paul Bettany is also slated for 2026, although an exact date hasn't been revealed yet. So Marvel's lineup for next year is already shaping up to be packed, with Daredevil kicking things off and setting the tone for the other street-level and big-stage stories that follow. Season 2 of Born Again will have 8 episodes, and the good news is that a third season has already been confirmed. Charlie Cox returns as Matt, of course, but he won't be alone. Kristen Ritter is back as Jessica Jones, stepping into the spotlight as the brooding, superpowered PI fans know and love. Other familiar faces are returning too, including Deborah Ann Woll's Karen Page, who will have a more prominent role this season, Jon Bernthal's Punisher, D'Onofrio's Fisk, and even Eldon Henson's Foggy Nelson. Foggy's return is particularly interesting, considering how devastating his death was in the Season 1 pilot, but it seems Season 2 has some ways to explore his story further, even after that shocking moment. One of the big differences between Seasons 1 and 2 is how the narrative was constructed. Season 1 had to be pieced together from different productions and scripts, which sometimes made certain episodes feel a bit disconnected, like the one where Matt runs into Miss Marvel's father during a bank heist. While that episode was fun, it didn't always feel essential to the main storyline. But Season 2 had the freedom to build its narrative from scratch, which should give it a more coherent flow and a tighter focus. Executive producer Jesse Wigatow mentioned that this season has a clarity of vision, and with Fisk's anger threatening the city, the stakes are higher than ever. Wigatow also pointed out that what fans really care about is the intense relationship between Matt and Fisk. Their dynamic isn't just about conflict, it's about how much they hate each other, but also how much they need each other. That kind of layered storytelling adds emotional weight to all the action, and it's something that will likely drive the season forward. Even though Fisk's influence and power in New York are massive, Matt isn't without allies. Jessica Jones will be by his side, and with other potential defenders stepping in, there's a real chance that the street-level heroes can push back against Fisk's oppressive rule. Fans will have to wait until next year to see how these battles unfold, but from everything Marvel has teased, it's shaping up to be a tense and exciting showdown. Season 2 of Born Again might also tie into the next Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Brand New Day, even if Matt himself doesn't appear. Charlie Cox made his MCU return in Spider-Man No Way Home, and while it was a brief cameo, it was enough to set him on a path through the multiverse saga. That journey continued with Daredevil Born Again, which reshaped the landscape of New York City within the MCU. Since Tom Holland's Spider-Man is also based in New York, it makes sense that the events of Daredevil could ripple into his story. Cox hasn't been officially confirmed for the cast of the next Spider-Man, but the movie will reportedly bring back Jon Bernthal's Punisher and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Bernthal, of course, is already appearing in both Season 1 and Season 2 of Born Again, so his presence in the movie could be a strong link between the two projects. Recent theories suggest that the events of Daredevil's second season could have a major influence on Spider-Man's story, even if Matt isn't swinging into the frame himself. Marvel Studios' Brad Winderbaum recently addressed how the two projects could connect. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, he explained that while Born Again Season 2 and Spider-Man Brand New Day tell separate stories, they very much exist in the same world, and events from the series could have consequences that carry over into the movie. The shows are both set in New York, and although the timelines and characters differ, the city itself links them. This means that fans might see the aftermath of Daredevil's actions reflected in Spider-Man's world, even if Matt doesn't physically appear in the film. One of the main ways this connection could play out is through Wilson Fisk. At the end of Season 1, Fisk won, became mayor of New York City, and outlawed vigilantes, creating a tense, controlled environment. If Daredevil and his allies managed to defeat him in Season 2, it would leave a power vacuum in the city. That kind of shift could lead to rising criminal factions, which would be a perfect setup for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The movie could then explore a gang war in New York, with Spider-Man caught in the middle while the Punisher hunts down criminals, bridging the storylines without needing Matt to appear directly. This makes a lot of sense because Spider-Man's next movie is said to be a street-level story, featuring characters like the Punisher, Scorpion, and Tombstone. By the time the movie rolls around, fans might see the consequences of Daredevil Born Again's events playing out in the larger city, showing just how interconnected these street-level narratives are. Even without Cox's physical presence, the impact of Matt's actions could be a key element in the plot, influencing both heroes and villains in the MCU. Season 2 of Born Again also benefits from having a more unified production, which means the story will likely feel more focused and intense. Unlike Season 1, which had to reconcile scripts and shoots from different periods, the new season can dive straight into the escalating conflict between Matt and Fisk, giving the narrative a sharper edge. That should make the series feel more cinematic and impactful, which is perfect for building tension that spills over into the larger MCU. Returning characters will add depth and continuity to the story. Jessica Jones' presence gives Matt a strong ally, while Punisher's inclusion ensures that the street-level stakes remain high. Deborah Ann Wool's Karen Page will have a more significant role, adding emotional resonance to the story, and Eldon Henson's Foggy Nelson, despite his earlier death, will somehow find a way back into the narrative, giving fans more of the beloved character. These returning faces help tie together the complex web of relationships that make Daredevil's world so compelling. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.